She'll be here shortly. Okay, so hi, Kim. Long time no see. You guys, we had such a good weekend. It was so great. And Vegas was amazing. I hope you guys had so much fun. We did an event on Tuesday night, which you guys, we had open chairs. Some people didn't come, so there was so much room. But it was really cool. I got to meet some of you guys for the very first time. It was amazing. Super, super inspiring. And I think we had like 50 girls migrating in and out of a 6-person cabana throughout the day. I don't know how we pulled that off, but the staff was pretty cool. Yeah, so it was pretty cool. And then, so check this out. I come home and I have an event on Saturday. Kim flew all the way up from Austin or Houston. I'm terrible at which one is which. To me, it's just way down south. But she flew all the way up. We had girls from Las Vegas and all the things. We had such a good event. And my eyelash girl is going to sign up with me. So I'm so excited. So she went and we didn't even do a Meet Monet. It was just like a good time. Oh, Sarah's saying the link is weird. Does anyone else have a weird link? I'm in. I'll tell her I'm in. Hold on. Anyway, so yeah, it was a really, really good event. We didn't even do a Meet Monet. We just had a really good time and we did a little bit of Q&A and all those things. So it was pretty simple. Let me make sure that Sarah gets in here real quick. Apologize. I always have to like send it from my computer. Yes. She's like, is anyone on? Yes, Sarah. I have to send her the link. Uno momento. Did you guys get on from Telegram app? I'm assuming. I don't know. Anyway, hopefully she can figure this out. Anyway, so yeah, we had a really good time. And that's kind of what I wanted to just remind you of. If you guys are having a good time, people will sign up with you. Like if you're showing like you're having fun and things like that, it doesn't have to be the presentation. She barely knew what I did. I told her I did Monet. It was a little bit about it. I've gone and seen her a couple of times, but that's really how I've built a lot of my really great market partners offline, is just people I meet face to face. So, hey, Christina, I see you on there. She stopped at the cabana for a whole afternoon. It was amazing. Okay, everyone's saying it's weird signing on tonight. I wonder if it's
Hey, Julie, when you go to the LinkedIn post in it, it's going straight to the calendar.
Okay, I'm gonna pull it up again and repost it.
But if you select the link within the calendar, it'll push you to the Zoom. That's how I got here. This is Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. So, okay, so do I need to repost it?
No, I'm gonna push it out. Hang on.
I just blew snot everywhere. Sorry, guys. Okay. All right. So anyway, events. Yeah. So that's how I have built most of my business now. And then also what I did for like the other 20 girls that were in the room was it built like believability on what kind of paycheck they can earn. So that's why I say, like, if you know of an event that some of your uplines are hosting or anything like that, you know, get to them. And if you don't have someone doing it, then do it yourself. Because I'm telling you, making like a couple $100s a month can really affect somebody and want to sign up. You don't have to be raking in some serious cash. It all starts somewhere. And that's where I started too, was just making $600. And I talked about this on Saturday, was people don't want to be sold like a long-term dream. It's not like getting married. It's literally like you can just, I almost convinced a girl to sign up at the pool just because she knows Frenchies are expensive and she wants one. I was like, yeah, you can make enough money to buy a Frenchie. And so it's really not about like a lifelong commitment. It's mostly about just getting them interested. So that was my personal experience today. And I thought I'd share it, but I really want you guys to ask questions, because me and Sarah want to give you guys some time to get some of the issues or struggles that you guys are personally dealing with. We want to just go straight on to what you guys are thinking, because there's so much training going on all the time. And I think the Q&As are usually the best. So if you guys have anything you want me to talk on or Sarah to talk on, pop it into the chat and me and Sarah will go through it. And Sarah, if you have anything to add, I see you're back in. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I was just getting that link filtered out to everybody. It was the like Zoom calendar link, but it's
okay. We got it though.
Yeah, you guys throw your questions in the chat while we're like waiting for everybody to hop in. Just to piggyback on what Julie was saying about events, I kind of got in a little bit late, but we hosted an event a couple weeks ago. You know, it was really inexpensive. We just did it at a bistro, and we did tickets before, so everybody paid for their own meal. And immediately, as soon as people got there, they were looking around and they were like, if this is what this is all about, like, we're in, we want to sign up. The majority of the people there were guests. And the feeling that I got was just that people are like, they're ready to socialize and they're ready to talk about like their future in a positive way, because there's so much unknown, and they're looking for new support systems and a new circle of friends. That's the vibe that I got. And so the importance of events is not necessarily like what happens at the event. I know we say this all the time, but it's the inviting process. It's leading up to the event. It's being able to have something on your calendar that not just like you, but your teammates can use and leverage too, because sometimes, you know, our teammates have a hard time like reaching out to people and being like, hey, would you take a look at what I do? But it's a lot easier for them to be like, hey, would you come to this event with me? Julie and I both, in the beginning, that's how we built the foundation of our business, was events. So to throw us completely on social media, like it was, yeah, it kind of shook things up. We had to figure things out, but I think I do better with a combination of things. And then while you're at the event, you can showcase it. You know, it's social media content. I know that me being here in Dallas and watching Julie at her event, I was like, man, I really would like to be there. I felt really left out. So people watching you are going to get a sense of FOMO. You know, and the people watching Julie's event don't know who was guests and don't know who was market partners. All they know is that, you know, there's community and they're not here alone. So, yes.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can't even judge a level of what anybody's at, because sometimes the market partner in the room might be relaunching that day for the first time in 3 years. You never know who you're talking to. You never know who you're looking at. So just host the event, and it's like, it's for everybody. It's for everybody at whatever level you are. You're going to get something good out of it. And then other people will see something good out of it too. You don't even have to worry about what they're judging about. We're not washing hair at the events, like hardly at all. Like we literally spent an hour eating Qdoba food and snacks and whatever, and just like drinking, like not even kidding, just like an hour of it, not even kidding. But it was like a 3-hour event. This was like a big meet and greet. This wasn't like a quick meet money that I'd do every week. This is like, this was a big event, probably once a quarter, once every 3 months, you know? So, I mean, the original events usually last about an hour, but we hung out for like an hour because we all hadn't seen each other in forever. And then we went straight into just testimonies, because that right there is going to get the people in the room to the next level. It's that level of belief that they're going to get in the room from hearing other people. That's how they get to the next level. It starts there, hearing other people, being in the same room, all those things. So we just kind of went straight to the chase with that one. We had all market partners there, you guys, all market partners there. My guest came at like, I don't know, 3 o'clock, usually whenever the meeting ended. And she sat there eating her chips and just like totally tuned into the training, was having a good time. And then after everybody left, we were taking reels, which were hilarious, by the way. Oh my gosh. And by the time like everybody left, like Juliana stuck around, and I was like, so you want to do this with us, don't you? And she's like, yeah, I do. Sign me up. Let's do this. And so I've never pitched the business opportunity to her whatsoever. I had some of my stories. I tagged her in a couple of things on Instagram because I went snowboarding with her like last week. And so I just built a relationship with her first, because like at some point you'll realize the more energy you put into even just finding a really great one, instead of spinning your wheels with people that don't want to waste their time, go for it. Just go for a really, really good quality person. Not meaning they're not good quality, but someone who's going to be dreaming big, wanting it. You can't lead a horse to water, or you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, basically. And I do public events. I'll do like once a month or something like that. Or actually, I try to go to events like once a week if possible. Try to host my own once a week if possible. And if you can't manage that, do once a month. Make those goals, because the more events you do, the more business you will have. In between those events is whenever you're meeting people on purpose, because you know if you show up with nobody at the event, you're going to be regretful. So that's what you do, is you know what to invite them to whenever you run into somebody new. Sometimes we incentivize with, like, I know Sarah's done this before. I think Sarah's done it before, but I'll have a Botox lady there doing 10 units or $10 a unit, you know? And then there's a girl like facials. She's like, I'll come and do facials. This is before we even had skincare. So it was kind of like I was helping other people promote businesses at times and then bringing them in. But with my girl, here's the deal, you guys, like with my chick, I recruited, this is how my conversation went with her. I was like, yeah, I do this, but we should totally do a party. That would be so much fun. I could bring all my products in and pamper all your girls. And she's like, girl, yes, that sounds like a blast. If I'm just like, hi, would you like to do a meeting for me? Because I think that you'd be really good at this. It's a totally different atmosphere and response whenever you treat it like, we should do this. If you don't want to, I'm going to, because I like to have fun. And so I just knew her personality. Some girls probably wouldn't have been as receptive to it, but that's generally the people I want, are the people who are excited to get together, because man, the ones who get together blow up their business. I'm telling you what. So that's how I talk to him. I kind of did that to Sarah too. I was like, we're gonna have so much fun, drive all around Dallas. We're gonna drop off products. And she's like, yeah, I'll go with you. I'll help you. And then, yeah, so the invite process, I kind of talked about that. I mean, you got to be upbeat and excited about it. You know, it's not like a, hey, we're having an event at my house. I'd really like it if you came. It's not like, girl, we have a mimosas or whatever it is going to take that's going to bribe them.
And there's so many different kinds of events that you can host. Like Jewely said, I mean, in the 5 years that I've been doing this, I've probably hosted every kind of event. And it's the ones that I overcomplicate and go against the grain and try to reinvent my own wheel, that things don't really work out. The more simple that it is, the better it always works out. So I've done events where I basically taught like a color class, and I incorporated the products into the class. So you think about that, it's not duplicatable, right? Like if you're not a hairstylist, you can't be going around teaching color classes. So I would get great turnout. I'd get like 50 people there, but nobody would sign up. Because they weren't there for Monet. They were there for the free color class. I've done events, like Julie said, I've done like the Botox nights. So it's just kind of like a women's get together. We'll do like a little neighborhood get together, and I'll post in the Facebook page. I'm getting ready to ask all my son's baseball moms if they want to do one, but I just find an injector here locally that's got a good reputation and lots of referrals, and I ask them if they will come. And then, like Julie said, I'll ask people that I know that live here locally that might have like a small boutique. I'll ask them to come and bring a few of their pieces. I'll ask just people. I've had a girl come and do like spray tans, and incorporated other people's businesses, and plus my hair care, skincare, and obviously now the wellness. And so I'm able to promote it with lots of enticing things to get there, but they know that Monet is going to be there. So I've done that. Those have worked out pretty well. But honestly, the best events are always like these just really super chill socials. And that's just inviting people either like to my house or to happy hour. And we'll have a few drinks. If they want drinks, they can have drinks, and then like appetizers. And then, you know, I encourage my team to invite people, and we all invite. So it's not just like on me to get people there. I collaborate, and everybody brings like a guest, and it's super casual, and we, you know, briefly touch on the business, we share the products and pass them around, but you know, it's not super complicated. We make it really easy. I actually just texted one of my girls right now to ask if she wanted to do an event at this coffee shop that we have here, and they have a big meeting room with a TV in there. So I thought, you know, I could host some kind of like just mini Instagram training, or mini social media training, or a mini beauty class, or I mean, you can get so creative, see what works. I'm willing to throw anything at the wall to see what sticks. For the most part, I know that it's those like little small gatherings of just a few people. And honestly, that's probably where a lot of people are at right now, is just wanting to hang out in smaller groups. But yeah, be willing to do anything. Be willing. And I saw something in there that said, how do I get my team excited about events? Like, you have to be willing to be kind of the Lone Ranger, and you have to be willing to kind of grind it out. And it might take a minute, and it might take, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 events before your team starts to kind of catch on and starts going, oh, okay, this looks like a lot of fun. I want to do this too. They start asking questions. How are you doing that? What are the results like? Are you getting market partners? You have to be willing to do them regardless of what the turnout is and what the result is. And you have to showcase them. My last event, I was so busy and so focused on the event that I totally dropped the ball, and I didn't showcase the event. That was the whole point of it. Like, you want to be able to show other people the culture of, you know, the business and how we have fun. And a lot of that isn't just for recruiting, but it's also for like our teams. We want our teams to see them and do them. And it gets them there too. It gets them next to the fire. So yeah, it might take a minute for it to really kind of like stick. Be willing to do them either way. Commit to like, you know, 6 months of one event a month, maybe, and start there. Okay.
Yes, Christina, I would invite your existing VIPs, and I would invite all your market partners. And like these events that Sarah's talking about, get your market partners there too, because they're going to help sell your prospects on this business so much easier than you doing it alone. And that's really a huge key portion of it. You answered like 2 of the questions I was going after. So good job, Sarah. Okay, how to share your story and the opportunity as well. There's an entire book on it. GoPro by Eric Worre is really good at this. But basically, in 2 minutes, if you can sum up your story as who you were before Monate, basically like what you did and everything, what you didn't like about it, you found a solution, and you're excited about your future, da, 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 da. That's basically how you sum up your quick story. We spent an entire day with Eric Worre, and he really, really broke this down for us. It works really well. And then as far as the opportunity goes, there's stuff in the back office. However, if you are a person who's like, oh my gosh, I can't remember what to do, and someone asks you right before you get up there, go with the 3 Ps: product, people, and pay. Those 3 things, if you cover those things, the people, testimonies, the products, the paychecks, all those things, cover those. And then always show people how to get signed up, VIP customer and market partner. And then answer questions after you break the party up. I usually don't answer questions in front of people at the end of an event. I'm usually like, okay, thanks, let's go do something else for a second. Little jumping off in front of everybody. Okay, how do you talk about paycheck in front of a group? Well, if you're going to mention numbers, ask if there's any live stream broadcasting going on. It's typically supposed to be muted so people cannot like hear it. That way it's not public, but if that's in your private home and you guys are having conversations, you know, as long as it's not like all over social media, you know, that's something that needs to stay in the room. So that's like a private conversation. And that's how I look at it. And then always have your disclaimer on anything with social media.
And you can also, as far as like discussing pay, you can talk about Smart Start and just like briefly, touch on it for 2 minutes and break down maybe what it would look like during their Smart Start period. Like, look at how simple it is to make X amount of dollars during your Smart Start period. Letting them know. I don't think that people really realize what is possible here to make money like that. So yeah, I would break down Smart Start. I would also talk about time. If you're talking about the free time that you have, time is going to correlate to money. So it's like, because of the money that I've been making, I've been able to spend more time with my family. I've been able to spend less time at the salon. I've been able to like relate that to what you've been able to do. You don't necessarily have to be making $1 bajillion to be talking about the money. Share other people's stories. Like Jewely, you can tell Jewely's story. You can find another market partner that maybe has earned their Cadillac. Like, find somebody that's going to relate to the people that are there. Like, my friend so-and-so has been in the business for X amount of time. This is how they did it. This is what they've accomplished. So showcase other market partners. What else? Oh, trips. Trips is a form of money. If you've earned free trips, like, be talking about that at your events. So yeah.
Cheap events. If you don't have very much cash, y'all, this is how we rolled. We didn't get paid for a little bit when we first started. So here's the deal. Okay, if they have kids and you're not in Canada or California, go have your kids meet up with their kids at a playground. Go talk to somebody at a playground. Go take your kids somewhere. You don't have to spend money to meet people. It's just meetups. So if you are doing one-on-ones, that's simple, right? You can go basically meet up anywhere. If you can afford coffee, get black and put some stinking free creamer in it. It's not a big deal. You don't have to spend $9 at Starbucks. Really cheap events, one-on-ones, all the way to extravagant events. You guys, the most I've ever spent on an event was my biggest event I ever did. And I spent like, I think $7,000 on a huge room for 1,200 people. And they had crazy lights and music and it was a really extravagant event, and I'll never spend it again. I would never spend it again. Unless I can get maybe 25,000 people. Let's do that. No, I'm just kidding. It really is about how much money you're making at the time, how much money you're willing to fork out for the experience, because experiences are, you can't put a price tag on an experience. And so my cart presentation, I spent probably $4,000. I was making really good money, but I spent about $4,000 on it. And it was like 10 times better than my own wedding, you guys. Like, it was freaking so much fun. It was a total blast. And that was just because the venue was, I think it was like 3,500. So the events, keep them cheap. If you don't have a whole lot of money, schedule them when people are not hungry, so you don't have to feed them. 2:00 or maybe 11:00 in the morning or 10:00 in the morning, whenever it is, just don't feed them. You don't have to feed people who come to your house every time. You guys are giving them an opportunity. And let me think of what else. Samples, you don't have to buy a whole bunch of samples before these events either. If you have a bottle of shampoo and they're really that desperate to check this stuff out, you can wash their hair right there in your kitchen sink. I did it all the time. And if you've never been to an event and you'd like to start events, I didn't have anybody doing events before me. Like, none. The only thing we had was Anne took shampoo over to Kyla's house the first 5 days in the company so they could smell it. That's it. Like, that's all we had. That was the first event we ever did. And I FaceTimed into it. And I was there. I was on FaceTime the whole time, super excited. So yeah, like, keep them really cheap. Be excited about the product. Don't overdo it. Don't take away the main focus of sitting there with the message that this could absolutely change their life. Because that's what people really want to come for. And if they're having a great time, they're having a great time. Keep the vibes high and you'll do great. You don't have to spend money.
Yeah, Kim said, if you want your business to grow, it's events. The
It's
other, the other part of that is because when you have something on your schedule, you're obligated to it. And when you are inviting people, you're obligated to it. It holds you accountable to your business. So, like Julie said, it doesn't have to be extravagant. There's a coffee shop that lets me rent that room. All I have to do is spend $60 on coffee. So what I'll do is anybody that is coming to the event, I just leave an open tab so that they can get coffee. That's it, $60. For me, that cost is worth it. I get that might be a little bit expensive for some people, but I don't have to cook. I don't have to feed them. I don't have to, it's so simple and done for me. Finding like a park and doing, like just like coffee in the park, tea in the park, or hosting, Jessica is on here. I saw her, she's hosting a yoga event at a lavender farm. So cool, so amazing. And so everybody will bring their yoga mat and then she'll sample some of the wellness line. And that, she might have to pay to reserve the spot at the farm, but other than that, there really is no cost associated. So when I say get creative, like get really creative on how you can do this inexpensively. And another way that you can do it inexpensively is collaborating with other businesses. So if you live in a small town or a smaller area, like you likely have, boutiques around, some small salons around, little coffee shops. But I get with the boutiques in my area and ask if I can just come in and set up a table and hand out, samples or give people consultations, have little giveaway station at my table. Or I'll do like their sip and shop night. So I'm, talking to all of their traffic that's coming in. That to me is an event. And then I can invite people to come to the boutique. So an event can be so many different things, and it can be very inexpensive if you play your cards right. Oh, did I lose Julie? Where'd she go?
No, my thing was like threatening to shut down on me. So I was trying to make sure my computer doesn't shut off. And I think I'm in the clear for a minute, but yeah, sorry about that. I was listening to everything you said. I was there at one of your events in the coffee shop. And yeah, okay, so the paycheck thing, that's more of like a market partner conversation. Like whenever you guys are sharing that, like, I'll tell you right now, Tony's paycheck was what kept me running with my hair on fire. Like if I would have just been like, I'm making great money and stuff like that, it was like, no, how much you making, sister, tell me. Like, and those were like conversations that, uplines like to share with people sometimes, but be extremely respectful. Like I wouldn't be going and asking, but yeah, if they share, it's probably because of what someone else sharing their check did for them. And they're hoping to get that same fire underneath you. But at most events with prospects, like I don't ever share like the income. I don't really share how much we've made. We share sometimes annual salaries and stuff like that for the first couple of years. And then that's what I do anyway. And then I go into, cause I've been at it for about 7 years. And then I just say $10 million club and how we've done that. But you can definitely say you've had 56 millionaires in the company in less than 6 years. That's a pretty big deal. Okay. I don't know why my computer's giving me such a hard time. I think it's like trying to make me force my Zoom because I'm like running so much memory over here.
That's okay. We're at the 30-minute mark anyway. We can answer 1 or 2 more questions and then.
Yeah. That's plenty of time for that.
Okay, so somebody said suggestions on how to get people to come to events. If you don't know anybody, I don't know anybody. I have no friends. Aside from my team, like I'm not in these big social circles. I'm not well connected in my church. I wasn't in a sorority. I didn't have a social media platform. So like, I don't have any friends either. And I always have to look for people to invite to whatever I'm doing. Always. I don't just have like this magic stash of people in my pocket at all times. Well, I kind of do. My prospect list, like people that I'm developing relationships with, but it's like constantly having to invite. So where you can find people, where you can like source people is social media. It's a great place to do it. Like your neighborhood Facebook groups, posting that you're hosting something like, hey neighbors, trying to get to know all my neighbors. I'm having a Botox lady come to my house, or whatever your event is, right? So posting in your neighborhood groups, posting in groups that would pertain to like what your event is about. So, Jessica's yoga event, it would be great to post in like all the local fitness groups, all the local wellness groups, all the local yoga groups, going up to any yoga studios, asking if we can put up a flyer, putting up flyers in coffee shops, advertising locally. This is old school. This is like old school Mary Kay. But when you would go into the tanning salons and you would see like the drop boxes for a free facial, so many of those businesses are all about promoting other people's businesses. So you can make up a cute flyer, leave something up in tanning salons. Like if you're hungry to get people at your event, you will get people at your event. Like you'll figure out how to do it. And that's kind of how I've done it. If I know that I have an event on my schedule a month from now, then my antennas are up at all times. I'm super social when I'm out and about. If I'm getting my nails done, instead of being face down, I'm face up, talking to the people around me, building relationships and inviting. Like you kind of have to be your own like messenger for that. And I don't just invite one time. I invite. Don't post it one time and then expect like a bunch of people to see it. You have to post it consistently. Remember, like the majority of people on your Facebook, only 3 to 4% of them are even seeing your post. So don't assume that they've seen it, especially the people that you want there. Reach out and physically invite them to come. Post it in your stories. Go live about it. Post it on Instagram. Ask your friends who are coming to invite. Do some kind of incentive for anybody that brings a guest. They'll go into a drawing for something. And then at that event, you ask anybody that is at that event if they want to host an event. We've talked about this before, but if you can start building on one event or a handful of events and inviting the people that are there to come to the next one or to host their own, encouraging them to invite, incentivizing their invites, inviting your VIPs, encouraging them to invite, asking them to post. There's like you got to hustle the invite the same way that you got to hustle like for market partners and prospects. But again, this holds you accountable to that. So that's why I like events. It's because it's like, all right, I've got something on my schedule. I have to get people there. So yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And you guys, listen, we would not be hounding this into you if it didn't work. Like anytime I decide to make more money, guess what I do? I figure out the events. It's the biggest pet peeve. It's the biggest thing I don't want to do. It is my biggest frog. And if you've ever read the book, Eat That Frog, he talks about doing the biggest thing you don't want to do in the morning. The second you decide, okay, I need to log in and work my business, then that's what I am doing. When are the events on the books? Because they really, really do work. You might not feel like you're a great host. Go to someone else who's hosting. Utilize them. You cross-sign, you work with people. Jennifer Caldwell held my butt up for about 2 years hosting events because I'm not the type of person who put it into a schedule, and I'm just not that good. I'm just not that organized. Whatever. It's just not my specialty. I don't have a desire to wake up every single morning and schedule an event. She hops up out of the morning. She's over there first thing. She loves doing. So I was like, okay, we'll team up. I'll help you do the events every single time. Same thing with me and Sarah. We got this scheduled and we do it for you guys. So now we need to do something for ourselves, every single one of us. Host one-on-ones, get the opportunity in front of people. These events seriously work. Every time I want to make money, this is what I do. And this is how it works every single time. This is how my paycheck grows.
Yeah, Jennifer Caldwell is really good about events. I mean, pre-COVID, like there's a burger place here in Dallas that she had just a deal worked out with them that she would be there the first and third Wednesday of every month. So for like 2-3 years, she was there the first and third Wednesday of every month. So people knew to expect her. Her team knew to expect her. And sometimes I would pop in and it would just be like me, her, and maybe 1 or 2 other market partners. Totally cool. It was about the consistency and knowing that we were being consistent and knowing that we were providing a place for market partners, guests, that was like, we knew it was always occurring.
And we really sold their sweet potato fries and marshmallow sauce. You guys, that's how I got some of my people to come. They were that good. So find something cool about the place you go to and then sell them on that. That way you're not like, come to this opportunity event and it's going to be like a timeshare sale. You know what I mean? Like, go and have fun.
You're like, no, come stuff your face with sweet potato fries and mushroom fluff or marshmallow fluff. It's so wonderful.
I miss it so bad.
Me too. Me too. Oh, this was a good idea. Melody said a 4th of July wreath neighborhood party. That would be so cute, like getting everybody together and making wreaths. There's so hot chocolate night, around the holidays, people were doing like they were pre-batching just hot chocolate in mason jars. If you're good at something and you're crafty and you're good at that kind of stuff, like utilize that, leverage that.
And treat it like, bring other market partners too, to help you, like I said, sell the business. Like if you're meeting with your whole neighborhood, shoot, I'd be bringing at least 1 market partner with me, because that right there helps conversation get going. It's easier to bring it up. All of the things. It's so much easier whenever I'm with another market partner. So yeah, bring them in. It's kind of like a dating process, not even a dating. It's like speed dating. It's almost like you bring in your friend over and then at the barbecue, you're going to be scoping out which ones you want to recruit. You know what I mean? And they're trying to see if they like you too. So the whole thing is really like an interview process. You're trying to see if you want to work with these people. They're doing the same exact thing to you. And I'm not saying like, ooh, I don't want to work with them. No, there's opportunities for everybody. But they are thinking that about you. Okay, any other questions? You guys had really good questions tonight. It does seem like events are a lot on your guys' mind, even virtual events too. Virtual events are really, really good. But I'll tell you, I mean, like Zooms are really, really great. Like I would be so lost without our Zooms every week. So thank you guys for being here. I feel like I'm not alone. I'm trying to work my business. But I really do feel like if you can get in a room together, it is so much more powerful. And here's the thing is it might not be that powerful moment like the first or second event you do. It might just be you and a couple of your girlfriends that you see every week anyway. Doesn't matter. Get the habit started, get the habit going. That way you're not as nervous about how you're going to do the event whenever you start meeting new people on the street. And go out and intentionally meet new people. Switch up your routine. Quit going to the same exact places. Or you need to start talking to the people that of the places that you've been hitting now. Like now is a good time to do it. And that's all I have for the night, unless there's something else.
No, we're at 40 minutes, so we can wrap it up and let everybody go.
I'm gonna answer one more for like 1 minute, Sarah. Give like a quick 60 seconds on talk what to say to a salon client, like for a hairdresser that's kind of having a hard time like talking to their clients about the product. Because I've got actually another girl that's struggling with that to this week.
Yeah,
Like,
hang on. Yeah. Can you mute? Will you look at yeah, there you go. Thanks. Yes, if you are a hairstylist, just really quick, if you're a hairstylist and you're having a hard time talking about the products, like you got to figure out, number one, why are you using the products? Are you using the products on your clients because it's just something to clean their hair with? Or are you using the products because you really genuinely believe that they'll work? You know that they're result driven. You've seen results, like you love them, you're passionate about them. So figure out, number one, why do you use them? Or is it because they're clean, they're a more natural alternative? So figure out why you're using them. And then the next thing is educate on that. Educate on what makes you most excited about them. So for me at the shampoo bowl, as I was using, every client, I don't care if they were a haircut, color service, extension service, I was using it on everybody that walked through my door, and I was educating them on the products as I'm washing them. So I would show them, this is how much product I put in my hand. Emulsify your hands together. See how my hands turn white? You're going to apply it to the 4 quadrants of your head. You're going to emulsify really well. Probably won't get a good lather. Like, I'm walking them through the entire process, and I'm explaining like all of the benefits that they see using the products. Like, it comes from a place of education. And if I'm posturing myself as like, I believe in this, I love these products, and I'm not willing to use anything else on you while you're here, it says a lot. That's how I was talking about them. And my clients, I would ask them like, hey, do you mind if I go live, like washing your hair? And I would set up my phone and I would go live and I would wash their hair, so that, like, obviously their face wasn't on camera, and as I'm explaining to them, I'm also explaining to my Facebook audience. So I'm killing 2 birds, 1 stone. Or as I'm styling them out, I would set my phone up and I would talk about like, the leave-in conditioner, the Rejuvenate oil, the hairspray. I was just educating, coming from a place of education. So yeah, that's what I would do. And then by the time that they are done at the shampoo bowl and we're ready to like blow them out in style, by that point, it's like, all right, do you want to get set up as a customer today? I can get you set up with an account right now. It'll ship right to your doorstep. It'll be at your house in 3 or 4 days. And then I pull up my website, get them put my iPad or phone or whatever in their lap, and have them finish processing the order as I'm blow drying them out. I wouldn't let them leave without placing their order. I didn't want them to say, oh, I'll do it when I get home. No, I got you. We'll do it right now. Yeah. So I hope that helps.
So much. It helps me so much. And she's messaging me direct message saying, yes, thank you. Okay.
Great.
So, thank you guys for all the participations and the questions. I love them. I love you guys. I hope you had an amazing week. I hope you're fully recovered from Vegas. I'm pretty sure I slept 4 hours tonight, so probably going to sleep for 12 hours tomorrow. And if you guys ever need anything, Sarah, thank you for your time. You guys can holler at us anytime. And it's always every single week. The only week we took off was Vegas week. So unless something else comes up, we'll let you guys know. But every single week on Monday and Wednesdays, we'll be here. So,
yep.
Guys, anything else?
Nope, that's it. We'll see you guys later. Have a good night. Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.